if you are not of drinking age, I cannot say this enough. Do not drink for the love of God. It doesn't benefit you in any way. You gain nothing. It's not good. This is stupid. Who does this? This is the worst thing I've ever done. It's the worst. Alrighty, hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about something that was a fool's mistake on my part, but hopefully you guys will learn from my mistake. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. So I wanted to kind of cover the topic of method acting. It's not something that people normally think of when they think of voice acting, but voice acting is acting. So a lot of the same techniques, a lot of the same styles, a lot of the same, rules still apply. Now there is some difference, especially when it comes to character acting, and doing, particular voices, that you wouldn't normally do if you were cast as the character on camera. But other than that, a lot of the rules still apply. And there are some people who, when it comes to doing voice acting, do method acting. Now, method acting is when you basically become the thing that you're trying to artificially portray. So there's a couple scenes in a bunch of different movies where this was evident, or this was used, or this was sometimes entire roles where it was obvious, or where it was, Daniel Day-Lewis, I believe that's him. Yeah, I think so. Is known for doing method acting. Heath Ledger was supposedly a very deep method acting kind of actor. There's various other, movies that had method acting in it, like Apocalypse Now is notorious. A lot of the times it comes down to when an actor, sometimes when an actor is supposed to be like drunk, sometimes the actor will actually get drunk. Sometimes when, an actor is supposed to be, I guess one could even say when a character when an actor puts on a lot of weight, like becomes obese to play an obese character, as opposed to prosthetics, could be considered method acting. Sometimes a character, an actor going really deep into character, to the point that they just embody that character for a really, really long period of time, and even have friends and family call them by that name during that period. That, a lot of basically crazy over-the-top stuff. Now, there obviously are some performances when, method acting, whether it was or wasn't officially or what have you, did actually make the performance. Things like Heath Ledger's The Joker, or Lincoln in the movie Lincoln, Daniel Day-Lewis's Lincoln, stuff like that, where they obviously did help. Whatever method the actor was using did obviously help them to, do a better performance. It actually did help them portray these characters or do these emotions or what have you. Now, in, what was it, 12 Years Slave or something like that? The Michael Fassbender, if I'm remembering this correctly, Michael Fassbender didn't technically method act in the movie. Now, his character is supposed to be a drunkard, and he's supposed to, be obnoxious and hard to deal with for a bunch of different reasons. And one thing that he did, which doesn't fall in the category of method acting, was he had the makeup people basically put alcohol in his beard, soaked his beard with alcohol, so that when he would get close to people, he would just stink of alcohol. He wouldn't actually drink it. At least I don't think so. Maybe there was some scenes when he was like excessively inebriated, but the majority of the time it was just smelled of alcohol to give other actors, basically help other actors react to him in an appropriate way. That, I guess, kind of fits in method acting. But when it comes to voice acting, the only reference that I have, the only one that I know of, is in Rick and Morty. The voice actor who plays both Rick and Morty, sometimes when he plays Rick. So I just want to pause the video here. This all was recorded before the controversy involving the voice actor who did Rick and Morty, as well as various other characters, and the fact that he will be replaced. So I just want to put that out there. I know there's going to be comments saying that he isn't anymore. Just want to let you know this was recorded long before that. Gets really, really drunk. There's a couple episodes, a couple moments when the actor gets genuinely drunk. Now, I keep bringing up drunk for a reason, because I actually wanted to see if that makes a difference. Because that seems to be the most common thing in both acting and voice acting. When an actor wants to do method acting, a lot of times it does involve alcohol or drugs. There are some movies where that's the case, and gotta have mercy on their soul. But a lot of times it does involve alcohol. Now, the question is, should you? Obviously, that is the question. And, I mean, clearly I need to state this up front. Only people of drinking age should even think about this. But I wanted to ask the question, does it help? So I actually have an episode in a project that I was working on where a character needed to be drunk. The character that I was portraying needed to be drunk. Now, normally I would just pretend to be drunk. I'm an actor. I've been acting for a long time. I'm normally pretty good at it. At least I think. So I wanted to do the scene actually kind of drunk, to see if it actually changed anything, to see if it actually made any difference. And I'm just going to run a few clips for you. And let me know what you think. All right. I'm not even going to be able to see the camera straight. Okay. So I don't know if I'm going to be posting this video on under any circumstance. I am very drunk right now. I have had a full, basically untouched bottle of wine all the way down. I think it was like 78% alcohol. Normally I'm like a wine or a scotch drinker. Thank God there was no scotch. However, I did not gauge how quickly I would be inebriated from the wine. This wine, which actually has kind of like a a slightly light scotch hue. But okay. Did the video stop? Is the video still good? It paused for a second, just freezed out for a second. I look like shit. I don't feel great. But I wanted to do an experiment. Also, kind of because I wanted to kind of like let off some creative steam for various different reasons. So I don't know if this video is ever going to be posted. But if it is, I hope it is either educational, entertaining, or hilarious. If it is embarrassing or hard to watch, I'm not going to be posting it. But having said that, I don't even know if I can talk about the project. Also, I've never filmed me drunk. I've never seen me drunk, so I don't know what this looks like. Even right now, my short-term memory is kind of all over the place. And obviously my tongue is numb. I'm kind of wobbling. I can't quite see straight. But so there's a script for a series that I wrote. I think it's the third or fourth episode. And there is a monologue with a character, the main character who I wrote and I play, who is drunk in this scene. And so being that I've never been the kind of person to do method acting on this level, I wanted to see if it actually makes a difference. I've recorded drunken characters before and not been drunk. This is the first time I've ever been drunk. I am drunk. I'm not even gonna say I'm tipsy. This is drunk. I don't even know how clear the words are coming out. I'm gonna hold on to this thing. But I want to see, because the character's supposed to be drunk, I want to see if there's an actual difference. Now, out of the gate, and I should have said this at the very beginning, but I do not recommend this on any level. This is not a good thing to do. You should not, for any reason, put yourself in this kind of situation. You should not, especially, so if this was like if this was client work, even if the character's drunk, do not be drunk, because you have no idea what you're sending to a client. You have no idea what you're sending them. You need to be in 100% control. This is my project, and I don't have to use what I record. If what I record is not good, I'll just scrap it and re-record it. It's totally fine. No one's going to be upset other than me, and the only person I can be mad at is me. So it's fine. But if this was a client, I would 100% not be doing this. Also, if you are not of drinking age, I cannot say this enough. Do not drink, for the love of God. It doesn't benefit you in any way. You gain nothing. It's not good. This is stupid. I didn't put on makeup. So I look terrible. This is what I normally look like a goblin. A terrible, pale goblin. But having said that, I am now going to record some, and I don't know how much of a bit I'll be, but and we got the blue lights. I did a whole wine bottle by myself. Can you believe that? Me, a tiny man, of tiny man face and proportions. I did a whole wine bottle myself. But now, I am going to record. Look what you did. 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 She's a crazy woman who won't Too drunk. She's a crazy woman who seems to follow me everywhere and won't let Okay, this is the problem with going method. As far as drunk scenes. She's a crazy woman who seems to follow me everywhere and won't let me get my ass beat in peace. That's what it is. She's a crazy woman who follows me everywhere and She's a crazy woman who seems to follow me everywhere. She's a crazy woman who seems to follow me everywhere and won't let me get my ass beat in peace. She won't even let me get my ass. Okay. She's a crazy woman who follows me everywhere, won't even let me get my ass beat in peace. She's a crazy woman who follows me everywhere, won't even let me get my ass beat in peace. There it is! Ring the bell and add another one to the counter. There it is! Ring the bell, add another one to the counter. There it is! Ring the bell, add another one to the counter. And there it is! Ring the bell, add another one to the counter. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Oh, let me guess. You want to take the car too? Oh, let me guess. You want to take the car too? Okay, first it was my house. Then it was my bed. Then it was my food. And you also seem to think you can just take my money whenever you want. So you know what? Go ahead. Have the car. Have the car. First, it was my house. Then it was my bed. Then it was my food. And you seem to think that you could just take my money whenever you want. So you know what? Go for it. Have the car. Take it. What? Am I not allowed to walk either? Do you want my shoes too? What? Am I not allowed to walk either? Do you want my shoes too? What? What? Am I not allowed to walk either? Do you want my shoes too? Hey, deep breath. Retain myself? Regain my composure. I'm trying to think of the right word. My brain is not working because of the alcohol. So, in conclusion, I don't know how much, even if any of this I'm going to use. In conclusion, I can see some small benefit to doing something like this. Obviously, so one thing is the fact that my mouth is basically numb, and a lot of my muscles are very, very relaxed. So one thing that we do in voiceover is we very much, we're very self-conscious. We're very much aware of what we do, especially when we're isolated booth. The only thing that we can hear is us, so we become very self-aware. And we become very self-conscious, and we become very cautious and very, in many ways, kind of paranoid of ourselves. But with the alcohol, which I do not recommend. This is horrible. This is terrible. I feel terrible right now. I totally forgot I was recording. My short-term memory is gone. I'm going to take a shower. I hope I remember to get out of the shower. I'm going to go right to bed. I haven't been this drunk in a long time. I don't normally do alcohol. I don't normally get this drunk. So my thing is I know how many drinks it takes and then how long to wait after said takes, how long to wait after said drinks before I'm totally fine. I just gambled with this wine. I just gambled with it, and it was not the best. I can feel myself falling over. It's not okay. I think there's going to be some good takes that are going to sound genuinely drunk and worth using, but there's probably going to be some that I'm going to redo sober. And I'm probably going to use those as motivation or as samples to reference to do them sober. But I'm not going to know until afterwards. But in total, I do not recommend going method for voiceover in general at all. I don't think that you benefit anything from it. Dude, like, my mouth is just numb. This was my project, so obviously there was no client to be upset. There was no client to be disappointed with what I'm sending them. And I couldn't edit the audio even if I wanted to right now. I'll probably be able to, like, hunker down and save the audio. But if I was to go in and try to edit it, there's no way I would be able to do a clean edit right now. Oh, God. Who does this? This is the worst thing I've ever done. It's the worst. Oh, God, this would have been better for a Let's Play channel. Oh, to be drunk and playing, like, I don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's or something. Like, this would have been so much better for that. My conclusion in all this is that it is not necessary at all, and really should be avoided. Now, here's why. We're actors. You need to learn how to act. If a project, whether it was voice acting or acting, needed a drunk, why wouldn't they just hire a drunk? Why didn't they just have anybody drink? Because they need your acting skills. They still need you to be in control, to say the lines, to deliver all kinds of performances, and be able to take instructions. You're not going to be able to do that if you are actually drunk. Now, in the case of my situation and in the case of Rick and Morty, obviously, this was my project and that was his project. We both were basically our own clients and have, our own directors and, had more creative control. I would never, ever do this for a client. I would never do that for a client. And there's a couple other reasons why it's not healthy. First of all, you should never get in the habit of actually having to hurt yourself on any level or chemically alter yourself on any level to do a performance. If it's not natural, it's not natural. And if you need to get better at a skill, it's better that you get better at that skill. Because here's the thing. Now, let's say you do an amazing performance, getting drunk. You're drunk, you're playing a character that's drunk, you do an amazing performance. Now, time has passed, they need you to do a revision. Here's the question. Do you get the exact same level of drunk? And does that actually mean that your performance will be consistent and actually match up with your previous performance? There's no telling. There's no way of knowing because you're not in control here. And your body does all kinds of things. You black out. Everybody blacks out differently. Everybody reacts to alcohol differently. And different alcohol affects you in different ways. So, and by the way, alcohol is just the idea. That's the idea of method acting is basically being portrayed in this one concept, in this one particular segment. Obviously, this can be extrapolated to various different kinds of method acting. If you're playing a character that's exhausted or sleepy, you don't actually have to go multiple days without sleep. You don't have to do that. If the character is supposed to be high-strung, on like caffeine or coked out of his mind, you don't have to do any of that, especially not the Coke. Unless we're talking Coca-Cola. So you don't, this is basically just giving that idea that can basically, these thoughts, these ideas, these rules can basically be applied across the board to a bunch of different areas. But you're not going to be able to recreate the exact same performance. Never. One thing that I noticed when I was looking back over the footage, is that there were some performances that I really loved. Some of them that I thought was hilarious. But then there was other ones that didn't really make sense. It just didn't match what I was going for. And I just threw out. So there was a lot of stuff just wasted. And that was probably because I didn't know. Again, I'm my own director in this moment. There was no one else there with me. I had no idea what it was that I was doing that I liked or was going to like. I had no, concept of the future. I have no concept of future me. I have no concept of the full context. Just kind of like reading the lines. I'm just being silly. Now, obviously, I knew what was going on. I wrote the script. So even subconsciously, I knew the context. But if this was someone else's script, I would have no clue. It would basically just be me gambling and hitting, just spinning the wheel, rolling the dice with my brain, seeing what comes out of my face. It'd be a lot of wasted time. So, yeah. So in conclusion, I would in no way advise this or encourage it. I don't think it's beneficial. I didn't need it. I don't think you'll ever need it. You don't have to go method. You don't need to put yourself actually in that position, actually in that circumstance to be able to portray that emotion. You don't have to be going through a breakup to be upset as a character going through a breakup. Same rules apply. You don't have to do that to yourself. So, yeah. This was a test that I did. I do not encourage anyone to do it. I just wanted to definitively be able to prove whether or not it would help me. I don't think it did. I don't think it's going to. So yeah, that's basically it. There's nothing else to be learned here. In fact, I don't think there was anything to be learned. Method acting is dumb. Don't be dumb. Be in control. So yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Totally fine. Subscribe if you're new. Bell for notifications. And leave down in the comment section below. Like to see me cover any other topics. As long as I'm not hurting myself. Totally fine. And if you need coaching or you would like demo production, my email is down in the comment section below. Not in the comment section, but in the video description. You know what I'm saying. I think you do. And yeah, it's going to be it. So until next time, peace.